Get NFL Sunday Ticket at its lowest price ever and watch every game every Sunday. Take your NFL experience to even greater heights with NFL Sunday Ticket Deluxe, which gives you Red Zone, bringing you the final yards from around the league along with minute-to-minute NFL fantasy updates. Call us at 601-8992 to sign up today.
Kemp Road residents in fear after another murder in that area.
It's a bloody corner mess.
Police need your help in some crucial investigations. Delays at the coroner's court today, we'll tell you why. Plus, Pompey Square a hit with visitors. I'm Nakia DeVoe, and this is NV12. Everyone, thanks for joining us here at Cable 12 Studios. Here are the stories coming out of the NB12 newsroom tonight. 11 murders in 12 days. That's the startling statistic haunting homicide detectives. Hours after a game of backgammon turned deadly on Fowler Street yesterday, a 42-year-old father of 3 was murdered while playing dominoes in Kemp Road. Grieving relatives insist the bullets weren't intended for him, while terrified residents say enough is enough. Vonique Toot has all the details.
An unfinished game of dominoes and a blood-stained porch speak volumes of the violent crime that happened in front of this home on Kemp Road Wednesday night. Police say the victim, who is a resident of this area, was hanging out with a group of men around 10 o'clock when he was shot and killed.
The group of men were playing dominoes on the porch just behind me when a group of persons, we believe about 3 persons in a dark-colored Honda vehicle drove up. 2 of the males in this vehicle exited and began discharging shot.
CDU Chief Superintendent Paul Roll says a 42-year-old man in that group sustained multiple gunshot wounds. He died on the scene. Police did not release the victim's identity. However, his sister, Kim Johnson, identified him as Dion Johnson, the father of 3 boys. She says she raced to Whites Road after getting the bad news.
I was right home, and I heard it, I run around here.
What was your reaction when you realized it was your brother?
I can't believe it. I can't. It's a bloody corner mess. It's 3 gone in the space of 2 weeks. 3 right here in the space of 2 weeks. Something got to be done, I don't know.
Johnson says her brother, who grew up in Kemp Road, changed his life and became a leader of that community, urging young men in the area to turn away from violence. She is convinced her brother was not the intended target.
My brother is a loving and respectable person, like I tell you. That one or other thing, whatever, he don't be into none of that. He's try to tell the boys them, hold their head up straight, and this ain't no time to be in no gang violence. My brother is a leader of this community around here. He don't be into that gang.
And you can't think of any reason someone would want to take his life?
I feel like he get a straight shot. That's what I'm saying. But like I say, dark follies be home. He don't live nowhere around here, too. He grew up around here, but he don't live around here.
Residents looked on in disbelief as 4 officers moved Johnson's body from the blood-splattered porch and into the back of a van. It's just the latest killing this community has seen in recent weeks. A 17-year-old boy was shot and killed on this very street 10 days ago. Less than 2 weeks before that, a man was gunned down in an area known as White's Addition. As tears streamed down her face, one resident who was too terrified to show her face told us, "This is the worst it's ever been." She says last night's murder left her daughter traumatized.
I was in my bedroom sitting down, my baby run into my room. She said, "Mommy, I'm dreaming." So I said, "No, you're not dreaming." I had to get low because it's so close, because I'm right here and it's right there, and that's my neighbor. You know, it's too close for comfort. And it's getting rough. I just talked to my daughter in the States and I tell her I'm ready to come. This is my home, but I'm ready to leave.
This is the 7th murder in 6 days and this country's 80th murder for the year. However, the CDU chief insisted that homicide detectives are not overwhelmed.
We're not overwhelmed. We have a very large police force. We don't like the fact that the way these young Bahamian men seem not to understand how to settle their disputes, but we have the resources to deal with it, and I think you can see that by the results.
Roll urged residents to do what he called their civic duty by coming forward with information. Reporting for NB12, I'm Vonik Toot.
Well, those 11 murders all took place in the inner city. Let's take a look at exactly where these latest killings took place. This map shows how concentrated the murders are. 10 of the last 11 killings were all within 3 miles of each other. The only murder outside of this radius occurred at Potter's Key Dock, where 21-year-old Omar Moxie was shot on Friday, August 4th. He died hours later in hospital. The series of murders in the inner city began later that night when 53-year-old Rudolph Albury was shot in the head in his Ludlow Street apartment.
At that time, he was accosted and robbed and shot.
Less than a mile away at Flint Street, police found the body of 18-year-old Deon Troy Moxie on Saturday, August 25th. That Sunday, 17-year-old Rodero Munnings was gunned down in Kemp Road by 3 gunmen in a vehicle. And about 2.3 miles southeast of that killing, Rajesh Pinder was shot to death while parking his car at his William Street home in Nassau Village. Hours later, Gwyneth Duncombe was shot while in the backseat of a car in the Pinewood Gardens area about a half a mile away.
A young woman is dead tonight following a dramatic high-speed chase and shootout.
Robert McIntosh was shot to death in front of his Nassau Village home Saturday night. Police say he was ambushed by 3 gunmen in a small white vehicle. Emotions ran high and chaos erupted on that tragic scene. A mile and a half west from there, 57-year-old Kessner Atlas was shot to death when he answered the door to his Sale Road home on Monday morning. 1 mile north of there, Alexander Joseph was shot to the stomach on Broom Street this Tuesday. He died in hospital Wednesday morning. That brings us to the latest murders. A man was killed on Fowler Street yesterday afternoon while playing backgammon. Bamboo Town MP Renward Wells' brother was also shot during that incident. Up to airtime, Cabero Wells was fighting for his life in hospital. And as we mentioned earlier, Deon Johnson was killed in Kemp Road last night. Those men were killed just 1.5 miles away from each other.
Over the past few months, Fowler Street has been getting some negative reports as relate to shootings in this area.
In the United States, police forces in various cities use crime mapping to help them with hotspot policing. Today, NB12 attempted to reach Police Commissioner Ellison Greenslade, National Security Minister Dr. Bernard Nottage, and Minister of State for National Security Keith Bell to find out if this latest killing spree has prompted them to increase patrols in the inner city communities or to launch new initiatives. We left messages for all 3 men, but none of them returned our calls up to airtime. This evening, Superintendent Stephen Dean spoke about the recent killings and made an appeal to those who feel their lives may be in danger to contact police for assistance.
If your life is being threatened, and straight times on the blocks, if someone you have heard or directly told you that someone has put a hit out on your life, call the police. Do not try to say I can get my boys and we can fix this. Call the police. Because if a hit is out on your life, if your life is being threatened, you could possibly be the next murdered victim in our country. We even saying to family members, because they tell us, if you know, mothers, if you know your son, friends, if you know that your best friend, someone is threatening him, someone wants to kill him or her, we are asking you to please let us know. We need to intervene before there's another life that is taken off.
Murders, however, aren't the only concern for police. Over the summer, there has been a wave of robberies, armed robberies, home invasions, thefts, and abductions. And police believe that a particular group of individuals is responsible for many of them. Police tonight released these images captured from a surveillance camera of a man they want to question in relation to many matters that have occurred on New Providence. Dean described the unnamed suspect as armed and dangerous and warned that they will seek to take him into custody as soon as possible.
We ask the members of the public, if you know the name of the suspect, please call us. If you know where the suspect lives, please call us. If you know his associates, please call us. Even if you've been to school with the suspect, please call us. If you know someone who looks like him, please give us a call. We say to family members, this might be your brother, this might be your cousin, might be your uncle or nephew. If you know this person, please do not hide him away tonight. Turn him into us. We need to see him about a number of matters. We need to see him. We say to the suspect who may be watching, we believe he's watching, we ask you to turn yourself in because your time is very short out there and the police are getting extremely close to you. And before we catch the element of surprise on you, we ask you to turn yourself in.
Again, take a look at the suspect. Police say if you can help them in any way to identify this man or help them bring him in for questioning, then you need to reach out to them. You can contact police anonymously at 328-TIPS, 911-919, or by calling your nearest police station. Well, F&M Chairman Darren Cash wants to know why members of the Christie administration have remained so silent as the murder count rises sharply. In a press statement yesterday, he accused government of exhibiting a lack of leadership. He wrote that despite the murders and the robberies in broad daylight in heavily trafficked tourist areas, there seems to be no answers and no priorities on the part of the government. He noted that the PLP's, quote, pre-election we have all the answers mouthpieces have fallen silent and seen lost as the homicide counts jumps every day. Cash believes Prime Minister Perry Christie is out of ideas when it comes to governance and cannot deliver anything he promised to the Bahamian people. He suggests Christie step up and inspire confidence that someone is in charge, even if it is not him.